Hello crafters, in this video we're going to be making a Father's Day card, and we're going to be using the He's All That bundle, which is made up of He's All That cling stamp set and All That dies. We'll also be using the He's the Man designer series paper, which has die cuts in it, so we'll be using the die cuts for this card. I'll also be making a happy birthday card using the same die cuts. Hi, I'm Joan and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan Simple Paper Crafts, found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. And if you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a few seconds so I can turn the camera down and we can get started. Before I do that, I want to apologize because I've been out with a cold the last couple weeks and I still have a little scratchy voice. And so I'm apologizing in advance because I'll have to stop and clear my throat throughout the video. Here's a Father's Day card we're going to make tonight. And this is what it looks like on the inside. Wishing you a happy Father's Day. And we got that from He's All That, using wishing you a happy Father's Day. And then we also used the #1 stamp down in the corner. It also comes with dies, but we didn't use any of the dies today, but I did purchase this as a set using the bundle code so I could save 10%. You'll be able to use that bundle code all the way up until May 2023. So first we're going to start with our cardstock, and we're going to use 4 1/4 by 11 inch cardstock, or that would be 10.8 centimeters by 29.9 centimeters. And we got it scored at 5.5 inches or 14 centimeters. Then I'm just going to fold and burnish it. Then next we used a piece of Sahara Sands, and that's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 or 10.5 centimeters by 13.7 centimeters. And we're just going to stamp this with our sentiment, wishing you a happy Father's Day. I think we're going to be good. Very good. And I'm just going to close this up. I don't think we're going to need this anymore. And we'll clean our stamps off right away because it's not a good idea to put your stamps away dirty. So I'm going to just spray this with our Stampin' mist. And this side has the raindrops on it, so that's the side I'll put the spray on. And this side has the sunshine on it, so that's going to keep dry. And I am going to stamp this off onto our paper first so we don't get our stamp pad all dirty from the ink. I have to make less trips to clean my Stampin' scrub off. All right, and as long as this is dry now, I'm going to go ahead and glue it down into our center of our cardstock. And we're going to leave 1/16 of an inch around as a border. And we're going to use our multi-purpose glue, but I've got it in this needle nose tip to help me glue small places. And as long as I've got it on there, I'm just going to use it for this card as well. And next we're going to need is a piece of designer series paper. We're going to use He's All That designer series paper for the rest of this card. And let me show you that paper. This has 6 different sheets of paper, and they're double-sided. So this is the camping motive. And then the designer cars, the cooking out piece, ties and bow ties. And then we have our dies, and there's 2 sheets of this. And then the other side of the paper is plaids, diamonds. These are squares, stripes, and then like a weave here. Next we need is our 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and I'm going to glue this down, leaving 1/16 of an inch on all 4 sides. That'll be a border. You can barely see it because it's so small. And I am going to use our bone folder to get any air bubbles out from underneath. And make sure we got good contact, paper on paper. Next we're going to use is our 3" by 4 1/4 inch of early espresso, or 7.6 by 10.8 centimeters. And then the 2 7/8 by 4 1/8 inch of the stripe paper of He's All That designer series paper, or 7.3 by 10.5 centimeters. And I'm going to glue this on here, and we'll leave an 1/16 of an inch all the way around on all 4 sides. And again, I'm just going to use my bone folder to make sure we got good contact there. There's no air bubbles. And then we're going to take our die cuts. So this is one of the die cuts from the paper. And then we've got these antlers there that were die cuts too. And I'm just going to glue this down, center the diamond on the center of the paper, and then we'll put the antlers on. And I am going to bring in my silicone mat because I don't want to get glue on the background. That'll make it a sticky surface, and I don't want that. And I am just going to slide it underneath there. I'm not going to press it down yet because I'm not sure if that's where we want to have it. I want to make these kind of uniform in position on here. That looks good. We can press them down. And I'm going to then take our matte black dots and put 3 of them on here. And I'm going to use the spatula portion to put them on the paper. We'll pull them off from here and we'll center them on this paper. And I am going to align them about the same spacing that they are on the silicone paper. So right about there. And right about here. So they are just about the same distance on the paper as they are on this silicone paper. And next we're going to take our black dimensionals and we're going to put them on the back of this card. And I'm going to probably just put 5 on there. If I was going to send it through the mail, I would put more on. Last thing you want is to have this get all kitty wumpus by going through the mail. But this is probably going to be hand delivered, so I don't need to add any more than is needed. And I'm just going to use my fingernails today, but normally I would use my Take Your Pick tool to pick these up, but there was only 5 of them. I can get those. And then we're going to center this on this card. Make sure we have it going in the right direction. And I'm saying that's probably about right there. There, that card's done. Now let's take a look at the happy birthday card we're going to do. I used the happy birthday to a classic stamp from the He's All That stamp set. And then I used the All That dies, this one right here, to die cut around that stamp. And I used Sahara Sands for the cardstock. And then we also used the early Expresso around that. And then we used the He's All That Designer Series paper for the corner pieces. And I'll show you how to make those corner pieces. And then inside the card, we're going to use another stamp set. From the Happiness Abounds, we used Wishing You All the Happiness You Can Imagine. So let's get started. We're going to use the same 4 1/4 by 11 inch cardstock that we used before, but we're going to use it in Sahara Sands. And that would be 10.8 centimeters by 29.9 centimeters. As you can see, it's already been stamped on the inside. And next, we're going to use a 3 by 9/16 and 3 1/4 inches. And that would be 9 centimeters by 8.3 centimeters. In the early Expresso. And then a 3 5/16 by 3 inches, or that would be 8.4 centimeters by 7.6 centimeters. In the Designer Series paper. And here's those other 2 pieces I already talked about. And this piece is 2 inches by 2 7/8 inches. Or 5.1 centimeters by 7.4 centimeters. We can just glue those 2 together right now. And I'm going to use the same glue that we used before, the multi-purpose glue. And I'm going to use my silicone mat to keep things from getting sticky all over. And I think my glue must have dried up here. Let me see if I can't get it going again. And I am just going to center that on that 2 inch by 2 7/8 inch. And that's centered there. And then we've got these pieces here, which need to be cut. And I'm going to take my trimmer, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this on the diagonal. So we want to cut it on the diagonal this way. And what I do is I just put the points in here so that they run in the track. And I'm just double checking, make sure I didn't shift it. And then we just slice it. And then the same thing with this one. This one shows up a little bit better. We got the points, the 2 points in the track. I want to make sure you can see that. As you can see, this point here is right in the track here, and this point is down here. And then we're just going to slice it. And then we just put glue on the back. We're going to leave 1/16 of an inch for a border all the way around. 1/16 of an inch is equal to 0.15 centimeters. I am going to take my little sander here. This is actually an emery board, but I use it to just knock off those burrs that are there sometimes. I'm going to have to fill this glue bottle. It's starting to run out. And again, 1/16 of an inch all the way around. And I'm going to use my boning folder to make sure that there is no air bubbles. Make sure we got contact there, and we'll do that to this one too. And then we're just going to glue this down. Now let's see, I'm running out of glue, so let's just use this for now. And then we're leaving about 1/16 of an inch for a border along the top and the side, on the left side there. And I want to make sure I get it straight. And I want to make sure I have it in here properly. Yes, good. And now we're going to leave 1/16 of an inch on the bottom and the right side. And I forgot to take the burrs off this one, so the other trick I do is I just use my take your pick tool and I just run it along and knock them off that way. Okay, then we've got this we want to attach, and we're just going to glue it down. And we center it on the card. There we go. That is it. And let me just top off this so this doesn't dry out on me. So let's bring in all our cards now. We've got our Happy Father's Day and Happy Birthday. And then we did some other cards here. This is another Father's Day card. It has the same dimensions here, but I changed the orientation. And the card is 5.5 by 8.5 inch card, or 14 centimeters by 21.6 centimeters. And then this piece here was cut at, let me see if I can't find that on here. Well, I'm going to just have to measure it for you. So it is 3 7/8 inches by 2 1/4 inches, or it would be, let me see, .8 centimeters by 5.7 centimeters. And then we just take it 1/8 inch in on either side. So it's like 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch smaller on each side. It's 1/16 of an inch around the border. Okay, so that is another Father's Day card. And then we've got some more Father's Day card. This one using the same pattern, same dimensions. And this is a die cut from the Designer Series paper. And these are die cuts here. And then we use this stamp from the He's All That, wishing you a happy Father's Day. And then we've got another Father's Day card. Again, this is a die found in the He's All That Designer Series paper. And then we used another die from that same paper. This is the same card. That was our first card we did. And then this is an anniversary card. With You, I'm Never Lost. Again, those are dies. So there's a tree die, and then this stamp die, and then this border die here. And then this is a stamp from He's All That stamp set. And then we have this one here. This is the same technique we used here, but it's turned sideways using the 5.5 by 8.5 paper. And then we use this die cut from the He's All That Designer Series paper. And this is paper from the designer series paper as well. And then this is the first birthday card that we had. So quite a few cards here we did. Let me see if I can't get them all on here. I hope you like this project as much as I did. As you can see, you can use just about any sentiment stamp set with this. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji. That means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Mark your calendars. I'll be back Saturday, June 4th at 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll be making a wedding card. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight, and I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.